Okay, call the design review board to order. Roll call.
Shoemaker,
Here.
Wangard,
Here.
Cool.
Here. Have a review and approval of the September 4th, 2024 meeting minutes. Any additions, corrections? Have a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
I will second it.
Shoemaker,
Aye.
Wangard,
Aye.
Cool.
Aye. Okay, under design review board, Law Palma at 60 West Jack Street has submitted a certificate of appropriation application for pavilion in the rear of the restaurant. Nate, do you have any?
All right, so this pavilion popped up one weekend. We got calls about it Monday morning and went over, and sure enough, it's there. Should have all got a picture of it. It's a nice looking structure, but talked to Alex, the owner, informed him of the need to get that approved prior to doing it. He apologized, didn't realize he had to get a permit for it since it wasn't like a structure, it was just a roof and pavilion. He didn't think he needed to do all that. So he filed with us. ECOBA is also involved since it's a commercial property. They're the East Central Ohio Building Authority. I've not heard what that is going like, but that's between him and them. It doesn't really matter to us, just as long as he's complying with them. They're aware of it. They're working on it. Initially, Chad and I had looked at it. We had some major concerns with this would be the west side of it, is right up against the building adjacent to it. There was no downspouts or gutters along that roof, and their electrical meter box and everything was right there where all the water would be dumping. Somehow they got gutter in. So they put it in after the building or the pavilion was up. So they did address that part of it, but so this board is just looking at the design of it basically, and if it's appropriate for the location. Obviously, I'm a fan of these buildings using outdoor space as much as they can downtown. If they've got room, it's a good option to have more seating. It's appealing, my opinion. Looks inviting.
Any questions?
Can we make the motion to approve that contingent on fixing the front of the building? Because
I think we can suggest it. I don't think we can make. I don't know. That's a good question.
well, I hate to see the back of the building have a much nicer appearance
From the front,
than the front.
sure.
And while all of or a majority of the building owners downtown here continue to make improvements in painting and putting money into their building, to have something in the middle of it that is unattractive should be addressed somehow at some point.
I mean, try it.
I really, I don't, it was just a thought process I had, and I was like, well, okay. If no one mentions it or confronts the owners about it, then nothing will happen with it. It'll remain the same.
Well, I did talk to him some months ago about it.
Yeah,
About
because I
getting it
talked
fixed
to
up.
Karen Patterson, the owner of the hotel, because she sent me some pictures out of the rooms, and she's like, this is what my guests are looking at, and it's terrible. So Nate went down and talked to him
Mhm.
at that point.
What's so bad about it? Where am I missing?
It's above.
Up on the
Oh.
second floor, the facade is kind of peeling away, and a big section of it's gone, actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
like as wide as this room, like it's
Yeah.
huge.
And it's not structural, it's just I don't know what they put on back however many years ago, it's
I've
almost
never,
like
Yeah,
a
it peeled
plywood
off,
type.
yeah, and then it was a,
I've never looked up, I guess. I just
Yeah.
saw the
Didn't
streets
Rusty
of.
Baker paint the windows there?
At one point,
yeah, it was
yeah,
an
there
artist's
a mural.
rendering, yeah.
Or window, yeah,
They look like windows.
windows, yeah,
Rusty did that.
yeah,
He also did, I was treasurer at that time.
yeah,
He did the treasurer's office too, at the same time.
yeah. So that's, how long ago was that?
I'd say 2000, 2001, somewhere in there.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we can certainly try to encourage it further by making that part of this approval, if that's something you guys wanna do.
Yeah, I guess we could make it contingent on getting that fixed.
It's a little cart and horse thing, the pavilion's there already.
Yeah,
It's not like-
that's what I was thinking.
That's the only problem with it. It's
Yeah.
not like he's waiting on us to give approval to put it in.
Right, and, yeah.
Could we stress it,
Yeah, we can
you
certainly-
know,
Yeah.
very, you
Yeah,
know, firm?
What are the rules about peeling paint on buildings?
I'd have to look. I don't know that it's at a nuisance state yet, and we really don't have a minimum maintenance requirement that pops in. Or you've been studying these codes a lot more lately.
Yeah, I mean, it would probably have to, once you get to that nuisance point to where it's considered an eyesore, which I have looked at that, yeah, it's not pretty, that's for certain. But is it unsafe when you get to that point of it, the structure itself and things like that? That'd be something we'd have to look in deeper, but we could use that route as well. It looks like something could fall off there. Can we tidy it up? Because I'm sure there's either brick behind it, you could just remove the, I'm with you, it looks like a plywood facing or something.
Just paint the brick.
Old brick will look better than the gap with the space in it, so. Yeah, we can I'd gladly sit down with them as well and say, hey, let's come up with a game plan to get this tidied up.
Mhm.
Was that the old bank? That
Yes.
facade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there has to be either Briar Hill stone or brick or something behind it, if I remember correctly, but
I think it was Briar Hill Stone.
that's what I thought.
So do you want to stick with that motion, modify it a little bit, or what do you want to, whatever you guys want to do?
Well, the structure's there, that's the bad part.
Yeah. Yeah,
So you guys, I'll interject here, so you guys know, there's a proposed ordinance going to council at their next meeting that would add an additional fee for work that's done prior to getting a permit. In this case, you'd have to pay another $150 on top of the permit fee for that. It's one of the things planning and zoning board asked for.
We thought that that might stop some of this asking for permission after rather than.
That's a good deal.
It is a nice looking structure.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, it is, the structure looks very nice.
That whole courtyard, you put new concrete in, nice seating, nice railing, separating it from the alley. I think it's a nice, appealing place to hang out.
Oh, yeah. I wish I had something that
Yeah.
nice for my building.
Sure.
To be a server there though, going in and going up the steps and around them, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Well, Do we have a motion or what do we have?
Yeah, I'm fine if we approve it. We don't need a contingency. I'm just voicing my opinion that it would be good to add pressure whenever
Okay.
we can to that situation.
I think that's
I think it's,
obtainable.
do you have a second?
I'll second that.
Yeah.
Okay. It's only three of you. So. Laggard,
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Oh, sorry.
Aye. Holmes County Republican Headquarters submitted a certificate of appropriate application for off-premise sign to be located 97 West Jackson Street, directing people to the location at 111 South Washington.
All right, you should have all got a copy of the proposed sign and picture of the building that it's going on. It's 4 by 5 foot. It's off-premises sign, so that's the limit for off-premises signs. Obviously, it would only be up until the election, and then it'll be removed, and Rob Hubbs is here, he's the chair of the Holmes County Republican Committee, if you have any questions for him.
I have no questions.
Can I ask a question? That's more council. So the design review board has rules about off-premise signage for other businesses. I'm assuming, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, the village does.
What was the reason that they didn't want a bunch of signs coming up on other buildings for off-premise? What was the reason that they limited that for historic downtown Millersburg?
It's anywhere.
So anywhere?
Yeah, any off-premises sign is limited to 20 square feet. Downtown has to
So
go to
you
the,
can have off-premise signs on other places?
Yeah.
On buildings?
anything in the design review district has to go to this board.
Right.
If it was south end of town, we could approve it administratively if it met the square
So it's the
footage and
size.
everything.
The size is the issue?
No, just anything in any signage in the design review district has to be approved by this board. Even if it's
Right.
under,
There was that one building down there by the car lot that had the dog sign on the side of the
Yes.
house.
Was that on the side of the, oh yeah, it was on the side of the house, wasn't it?
yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
on the house?
That one, they came in for a variance because it was way over 20 square feet. If you remember, it was like a sheet of plywood size.
Mhm.
And that was denied by the planning and zoning board
Because of the size?
because of the size. You know, yeah, that was an off-premises sign. There used to be one up at 241 or Crawford Street and Jackson Street for these, do you remember the Catholic Church had a store?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Honey from the Rock or something
Yeah,
like
I
that
remember that.
was the name of the store at the
It
church.
wasn't on a building though, was it? The signs were? I think
No, it was on a post.
On a post.
Yeah, it was a freestanding, yeah.
So I
There's been a
guess,
handful of them throughout the years, not many.
so there's, people could ask and other than size, you could have them, because I mean, people don't know where the bowling alley is. I mean, as tourists, people
Sure.
come in. So we're liberal with that. The design report's liberal with people that want to put off.
This is probably the first one in quite a few years that I remember.
That have asked or that you.
Specifically in the downtown,
Okay.
yeah.
And
I
this
was
is,
on the design review board for 8 years, we've never had
Never had
it.
anybody.
and this is temporary also.
Does temporary have anything to do with it?
No, because it's in the design review district and it's off premises, it still has, I mean, yeah, you could say temporary has something to do with it, that it isn't opening up the floodgates
Well,
potentially for every business to say, I
that's
want to put
where I'm going
signs.
with this. What Pandora's box could you see? You know, we're always looking ahead.
Yeah,
Because we already know that once you do something, then it's, well, you let that person do that, and you let that person do that, so I just wanna be ahead of that when somebody, you know, isn't allowed to do something, to understand why this gets approved tonight. That
Mhm.
it's very clear as to the reason.
I guess my best answer to that would be to look at history, like Kelly just said. We've not had a lot of them. So I don't know that this would open up the floodgates for it. But I don't know.
And we'll find out.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to put a,
What, Rand had his lawn service sign out here on Worcester Road. He had to take it down.
who did?
That was,
Oh, Hunter, or Aaron?
Aaron.
Or-
that's because that's a residential zoning district.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when we would allow the dance studio that used to be behind me, for a while, they could put the sandwich board in front of Alex's house.
Mm.
But that was only because it was like, it
That's
was
A temporary
so many
thing.
Yeah,
times.
temporary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you thought about doing that? Using a sandwich board to direct people in different places?
No, we need it up high so traffic going through town can see it.
they won't notice, they don't know what public parking is. It's-
Any other questions? Have a motion, approve or disapprove?
I would make a motion to approve.
Second?
Aye.
Wingard,
Aye.
Shoemaker,
Aye.
Ooh,
Aye.
good.
Do you have anything else, Nate?
Thank you.
I don't believe so. I told you about that upcoming ordinance that'll grant or impose additional penalties. The other ones we're working on don't really address or affect the downtown design review specifically. No, I think that's it.
Have a motion to adjourn?
Second. I make a motion.
I'll second.
Popular names tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, Nate, when you write this up.
All in favor?